I'm trying to tell you the same thing I felt. I went to jail just because I ain't want to live there and intermediate. Wow. That's some straight fucking bullshit. Straight fucking bullshit.
So now this cop who is a total idiot is going to leave this man on the floor for a couple of minutes until a cop who has a brain comes and says, hold on, something is wrong. I was waiting for the paramedics to come there right next door. So I'm going to get
That's bullshit. I'm in a wheelchair, so I feel that man pain.
How long ago? June 19th. June 19th, 15th, 9th, one of those. Let's get him sitting upright. So police went into the back.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, dog.
We got a guy who's obviously in a wheelchair, paraplegic, can't walk. Matter of fact, he can barely sit up. And we have a report of him kicking in a door, chasing a woman down, and choking her out. Something doesn't seem right. So this other officer challenges the arresting officer's mentality about this whole thing. Are you an idiot? Because obviously this guy can't kick down any doors. We do some background. So I was like, man, I don't know if this is true or not, and I can't ascertain that right now. So why did we call the district attorney's office? Because if the door was kicked in, he didn't kick it in. He didn't kick it in. Well, she didn't say kick in. She said, well, I can't recall if it was kicked in or if that's what she said. Because all I remember was that forced entry was made. What happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He tripped me out. Tried to get the keys in my hand and my trap. So you got everybody dead?
So if it was kicked in, and he has indeed been paralyzed and he was running through we found my owner looking at his leg. I got the relative that quadriplegic. That what we see with his lower extremity, that's the play. Okay, that's legit. And if he was born in 82, that means he was shot in 2001. He's been paralyzed since 19 years. So now these two officers go to a supervisor to tell the supervisor that, hey, we got somebody here who obviously can't walk, he's a paraplegic, and he's being accused of kicking out the door and chasing a woman down. Now, we need you to help us out. Should we arrest this guy because he's clearly not able to have committed this crime? Don't get it wrong. I'm stepping in up now a little bit. They got a quadriplegic guy up there. So he already got the rundown. Yeah. That looks funny. Yeah, but how could he? And I just want to put it out there. He walked out the wheelchair. I was like, can you raise your hands? I'm trying to, come down the street or have anything. I don't know if the camera's gonna catch it, but I got him on the tip of my finger. He just.
He ain't got no fucking winding. He ain't got no fucking lower core.
Yeah.
He ain't got no lower cord.
In the way to that is straight. I'm actually saying him, I agree. But then again, like I said, I don't know what happened between 9 months ago from now. And I don't know how much muscle mass you lose from not using your legs. But I don't know. But, you know, that's important. It's, yeah. Why is it paralyzed for 19 years? So, okay. Well, he's very good player. Yeah. Okay. So the supervisor is dummy too. He should at least have gone out to look at the guy.
Wow.
Say,
Wow. 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 Now we're gonna have to pay for the stupidity of all of these assholes.
And arrest them anyway.
We got to pay for the stupidity of all these fucking people, man. This is stupid, man.
Information. So I'll just go
Wow.
to the major. Unfortunately, I'll still have to take it. It's a felony warrant.
Wow. Wow.
In between you and this,
Wow.
whatever you guys had.
Wow.
Yeah, I understand that. So,
Wow.
if she makes
Wow.
that's going to be on her.
Wow. Wow.
Like I said, I notice her condition, I see it, but I have to do my due diligence. It's a warrant out. I have to go ahead and take it. So that's going to be up to you and the courts and your lawyers and her and then what? To establish your innocence. Innocence until proven guilty. So at this point, she said you kicked down her door. It don't look like you could kick anything, no offense, at this point in time. So you like it? That's
Wow.
what
See, this is what I'm talking about. I done been through the same shit being in the wheelchair.
I can provide it in 10 minutes.
I done been through the same shit being in the wheelchair, dealing with Walmart. I ended up paying $3,000, falsely accused, and put in jail because I was filming a documentary on how racist Walmart is with their return policies and how they profile people that shop there in wheelchairs. Wow. Wow.
Right now. Give me 1 second. Actually, yeah. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me go talk to my agent real quick. So you got that right. The cop is now gotta go back to talk to the manager because he said you gotta prove your innocence. And the guy's like, I can prove it. My handicap placard, my DMV license. Now we can call my doctor. He's seen the paperwork over. I am innocent. I've been in this wheelchair for 20 years. Now the officer says, let me go talk to the major again. I'm so sorry, last time. He's saying that he can prove with paper documentation that he's been in the wheelchair for that long. Okay, but you can still punch somebody in the wheelchair, right? I mean, that doesn't mean that he didn't do what was.
You was a straight up asshole. You was a straight up asshole. You are a straight up asshole. You need to be fucking fired. You should be fucking fired. You should be fucking fired. You don't have no consideration, you bitch. You should be fucking fired.
So I'm like, unless you just your mistress and she just really that pissed off at you that she would go through all these lengths, it's no mistaken identity. It's like
bullshit.
So I mean, you kind of first entry, maybe a tool or maybe who knows? I don't think just because you're a wheelchair does. So yeah, the supervisor believes that they had enough to arrest this guy who can't walk. So that's what they did.
He gonna sue everybody. He gonna sue everybody for disability.
There's really nothing he can do, and he's the one that's telling me because you still have an active warrant, and that warrant isn't going anywhere. I've even went so far as to reach out to the district attorney and see if there's something that I can do, but they're not answering. So, unfortunately, I would take you and I can provide documentation. Like that's not a right there right now matter. That's gonna be a later on matter. Can I talk to them? Even still, and even so, and something like a judge secretary, and even so, you're in a wheelchair that doesn't conclusively prove that you can't force him to.
Wow.
Now, you want
wow.
police then decided, hey, let's actually do a background check on the victim to see if she has any other incidents of filing false police reports. This is what they found.
A year before Catherine claimed Charles assaulted her, the Newnan Police Department, about 30 miles away, arrested her for theft and forgery after allegedly filing a false police report claiming someone stole from her.
So now police are in some trouble. They have a man kicking out a door. They have the witness filing false police reports all over the place. So eventually they point out the third and said, hey, what the hell's going on? Did this guy kicking your door? This is what she has to say.
According to this email obtained by Charles' attorney, Catherine wrote to a College Park police detective this week, asking to change her statement, writing, my mental state and physical trauma in that moment worked to confuse me. Please contact me at your convenience so I can edit the information in the report and clear the name of an innocent man. How's this impacted you?
Well, I haven't been able to leave my house in a meaningful way in 2 or 3
Come
months.
on now, me. I've been paranoid about leaving my house too.
Now, obviously, this police report was false. She gave his name, his birthday, she described him, so it wasn't like she was confused in that way. She said this was the person who was stolen from her. You would think, with such a false report that put this man through what would be hell, she would have been arrested for filing another false police
Nope.
report.
Nope.
We reached out to Catherine Gibson. She also did not respond, but her mother says she now acknowledges Charles did not attack her. Catherine has now been charged in this case.
Believe it, they did, and you see what that got this wheelchair-bound man. So we have a situation where a guy who was obviously innocent was forced to prove his innocence, or he would go to jail. And the woman eventually came clean and said, hey, I made a mistake. Now, my question to you, should this man sue the police department for all it's worth? I say yes. And number two, should this woman be charged? Now, my opinion is clear. I think he should be paid millions of dollars for his pain and suffering, and I think this woman should go to jail for filing another false police report. Now, with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, do like great YouTube stuff. Tell me in the comment section how you feel. If you believe she should be charged, let me know. Or, better yet, how much money do you think he should be entitled to if he wins and sues? Don't forget, my name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Fucking right, she should go to fucking prison. They should go to prison. Fucking get that man fucked over like that there. That man was going to jail, they gonna take that man to fucking jail, man. In a wheelchair. For some lying bitch. Lying on that shit. What I'm talking about, man, all these bitches be lying and shit. Motherfuckers be listening. You motherfuckers lying and shit.
Fucking menace!
Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Ingram. This is Ingram Angles. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Tonight, Maha makes a major move to clean up what you eat.
We're going to get rid of the ties, and one by one, we're going to get rid of every ingredient and additive in food.
And Elon just set an end date for his work on Doge.
Starting next month, I'll be allocating more of my time to Tesla.
Plus, President Trump crushes a liberal media talking point about the Fed chair.
I would like to see him be a little more active in terms of his idea to lower interest rates. But no, I have no intention to fire him.
All that, plus I'm going to go one-on-one, head-to-head with the Democrats who just got El Salvador. But first, parents say no to woke insanity. Yes, that's the focus of tonight's angle. Donald Trump promised to make America great again, but he wasn't just talking about the economy or our health. Public education also needs rescuing. Sex and gender radicals, we know they're working overtime to sideline parents, subvert their authority, and keep them in the dark, if at all possible, about what their kids are learning. But today at the Supreme Court, a case out of the far-left Montgomery County, Maryland, should give us hope that slowly but surely we may be reclaiming the high ground in our schools. First, understand this. Montgomery County, Maryland school board members think that parents have no right, none, to object to their children being exposed to sexually inappropriate, most would say deviant materials. Second, liberal parents love having their sons and daughters steeped in this filth, but the parents objecting are actually themselves a diverse group.
Mr. Connors here. May I help you, madam?
Mostly families from Muslim faith and Ethiopian Orthodox who are objecting.
I'll send one of our best drivers right away.
The board accused them of using their religious beliefs as another reason to hate. Accused a young Muslim girl of parroting her parents' dogma, and then accused the parents of aligning with racist xenophobes and white supremacists.
Okay, so
This is
sick stuff. By the way, do you think those folks came legally from their homeland to come here to have their kids taught like that? I don't think so. That's not what they thought they were getting in America. But the books in this curriculum are for, remember, kindergarten through 5th grade. To give you an idea what 5-year-olds in Montgomery County are learning, look no further than Pride Puppy, about a dog going to the Pride Parade with its family. At the end of the book, there's even a search and find word list. It includes the words intersex, drag queens, lace, and leather. Lovely. Justice Kavanaugh today pressed the Montgomery County attorney about why they simply didn't allow students to opt out.
Every other school board in the country has opt-outs for all sorts of things. The county has opt-outs for all sorts of things. The other Maryland counties have opt-outs for all sorts of things. And yet for this one thing, they changed in mid-year and say no more opt-outs. I'm just not understanding feasibility.
With respect to these books, as they were deployed in the classroom, there was high absenteeism in some schools. For example, dozens of students being opted out.
I love it. I love saying the book's deployed. But that's it. Look, they force total compliance, no opt-out, because total indoctrination is their goal.
Montgomery County offers a free public education to parents only if their children use books featuring same-sex relationships and transgender issues. That burdens parents of multiple faiths whose religious duty is to shield their young children from such content.
100% right. But congratulations, Montgomery County. You're now known as the religious bigotry capital of the United States. You're so intolerant, you even lost Justice Kagan.
I too was struck by these are, young kids, picture books, and on matters concerning sexuality.
Hi, what do you need?
Non-religious parents.
One limo coming up.
Thrilled about this, and then you add in religion, and that's even more serious.
Now, to be clear, this case isn't even close. It shouldn't be. The ruling should be 9-0 in favor of the parents. But then again, the Constitution, religious liberty, parental rights, they don't seem to matter as much to certain justices who sound like they're frustrated MSNBC pundits.
The parent can choose to put their kid elsewhere. You don't have to send.
Oh, that's the bitch that don't know what a fucking woman is. I mean, a woman is. What the fuck is you using her as somebody to say somebody this is that? She don't know what the fucking woman is. She a woman of damn self. Ask her what the fucking definition of woman is. She couldn't even tell you.
Justice Jackson, God bless her, studied a different common law than I did.
God damn it.
I'm sure what you studied. It's unconscionable that a sitting Supreme Court justice would contend that it is constitutionally permissible to penalize Christian or Muslim parents for exercising their religious liberty rights.
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
That is the smug response on my local parenting blog to parents who cannot, in good conscience, risk their children being taught lessons about
Wait,
sexuality.
who want to risk their fucking children, bitch? Who wants to risk their fucking children?
Has essentially told us that we do not get a final say in our children's education. No notice, no consent, no choice.
These mothers are awesome,
Yeah.
by the way. Congratulations for having the guts to speak out. But it gets a lot worse because these leftists are trying to intimidate other parents from resisting their school's sexual propaganda. Because the sense is you oppose them and they're going to somehow maybe even take it out on your kids. Maybe your kid won't get a recommendation to go on to the next school. Or they're just going to paint you as a cruel anti-rainbow hater.
There are kids who go home to rainbow.
Bitch, your freaky ass should be fired. Nobody should listen to that goddamn thing you say, you freaky fucking bastard, you.
Are LGBTQ plus, and the reality that we're talking about today is people want to erase us.
Bitch, you just made you up,
They
bitch.
will erase us from existing.
No fucking
And the
LGBTQ. Wow.
We're not.
There's not an eraser big enough.
Fuck right. No, race is big
These
enough.
people should not be allowed
Fuck no,
anywhere
where near
near
no children.
or
No,
education.
nowhere near no
Not
fucking
because they don't
children.
respect parents' rights, but it's also really dumb.
People don't live just one life. They have many identities that
What?
intersect. And we must look at this interconnectedness of people's race, gender, sexual orientation, disability.
Y'all just a bunch of fucking freaky ass old motherfuckers that won't fuck the fucking kids up. Fuck y'all.
We must do so to bring people together and not divide them. Our schools need to be places of joy, safety, and visibility.
Oh, visibility. I'll be an ally. Look, there's nothing safe about learning with these people in charge. American history, Western civilization, the great works, human biology. They want the truth buried and replaced by their warped worldview where children are treated like sexual silly putty to be molded by teachers who can undo the damage done by traditional parents. And by the way, all their platitudes they mouth about diversity, but what they really demand is conformity.
No child should be shielded from the reality
Look,
of human diversity.
Look, no, man. They're too fucking young. In kindergarten, bro. In kindergarten.
Learning about people different from themselves is to teach them that ignorance is a virtue. A diverse education is not indoctrination. It is illumination.
Oh my goodness, is that painful? Well, from the sound of things at oral arguments today, you can never totally predict, but it seems like the majority of justices aren't buying any of this. And when the court's decision is handed down in June, you should expect the usual eruptions from all the usual suspects who somehow landed jobs in schools. And that's the end. Joining me now, Brittany Morrison, one of the Montgomery County parents suing the school board. She was at the oral arguments today at the court. Also joining me, Ian Pryor, old friend, senior advisor from America First Legal. The group filed an amicus brief in support of the parents' case. Let's start with you. I mentioned it in the angle, but even Justice Kagan, who's can be somewhat modern on some of these issues. She's not a dumb person. She's very smart. Seemed concerned with young children being exposed to these types of books. Were you surprised to hear that from her?
I wasn't surprised because what I see out in the community is what I saw in the courtroom today, that this is a majority issue. Most people don't think we should be indoctrinating and pounding our children with these materials in the name of love and respect. And I saw that same concern that she raised from her. So I would expect to see that.
Yeah, well, my staff actually went out and bought these books today, so I had the chance to go through them. First of all, it's bad writing, and it's just it's so warped. Ian, you and I have talked about this before. It's so bad. It's so warped. It's so obvious what they're doing. There was a moment though during oral arguments that I think sums up how absurd and inane this whole case is. Watch.
Crying Puppy was the book that was used for.
Show him my number.
That's no longer in the curriculum.
That's the one where they're supposed to look for the leather and things and bondage things
Or
like
text
that.
me
It's
either,
not longer
either or.
sex, a woman in a leather.
Sex worker, right?
Yeah.
No?
That's not correct. Yeah.
Gosh, I read it.
It's exactly
Drag queen, drag.
Correct. The leather that they're pointing to is a woman in a leather jacket, and one of the words is drag queen.
And they're supposed to look for those.
It is an option at the end of the book.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard not to laugh, but because it's not funny, it's serious, but it just shows the absurdity of the arguments. And there were a lot of moments in this oral argument that I thought were fascinating. For example, Montgomery County Public Schools, one of the school board members said something at one of these meetings about how, you're just going to use religion to hide your bigotry, because these school board members think they're untouchable. Well, that school board member, her conversation to a parent at that meeting became a central focal point at Supreme Court oral arguments on this monumental case. So I think people that are on school boards that think they're untouchable and that they get elected and that the only thing that matters is whether they get reelected. No, that's not the case. You're going to find your comments played at the Supreme Court of the United States.
But you know what I love about this is that because so many parents feel like they can't, you can't fight City Hall. You can't. What are you going to do? Because you want the recommendation, or you don't want to be the parent that always kicks up a fuss, right? That never bothered me, by the way, Grace, but it does bother some people. But the fact that you all fought this, you got Ian and other groups to support you, and they no longer can do this with impunity. Parents are not going to put up with this. You will not take our children and try to twist their minds around whatever sexual agenda you have. We're not going to let it happen.
Not the kids. In kindergarten?
Yes, I agree.
Come on, not in kindergarten.
I have a daughter who was adopted from Ukraine as an infant. She was in schools from the age of 3 till 10, and we found out that she would, in her special needs class, they were presenting these materials. I had had a good relationship with the teacher, but then I approached her and said, I have to, opt out my child. This isn't appropriate. It's opposed to her faith and what I believe she can handle. And I was told, no, there's no more opt-outs. There is no more notification. So the wall went up. I went to the principal, and I was told, talking about diversity, I was told that there was no room for my daughter in the public school system if I wouldn't adhere to this policy.
Yeah, they don't want your daughter. They don't want anyone who's traditional. They want to push every Christian, every Muslim, with any traditional understanding out of the public school. Well, good luck. I don't know how that public school is actually going to actually work out. Another book, Ian, at issue here is called Born Ready. It's about a girl named Penelope who wants to tell her family that inside she's a boy. No propaganda there. If it all stop and listen, I'd tell them about me. Inside, I'm a boy. Ian, young kids,
make believe fucking
kids,
nonsense.
sensitive kids, read that. And
fuck up all of the kids' common sense.
But there is an agenda.
We got some fucking adults that straight up fucking stupid.
Full stop.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's absolutely the case. And I think when you look at what Montgomery County Public Schools is doing here, and the justices talked about it, in health class, for example, this stuff can be taught, but you can opt out of health class because of state law. So what MCPS does is they take these books and they put it in English class, where you can't opt out. So you can opt out in health class because legally you're required to, but we're going to sneak this into English and history and whatever, and we're going to make it part of what they are essentially indoctrinated with. And you don't get a choice. Now, one of the things that I think
this
Justice Kagan said was that there's so many people opting out. Well, great.
It actually fucks a kid up. This make-believe nonsense. It literally stops the kid from using common sense. Because a lot of fucking adults don't use fucking common sense because of this make-believe nonsense. Wow. Are we really this fucking stupid?
Like you have in Florida, you have in Texas, have in South Dakota, other states, Tennessee. You gotta get it. Because these schools go away. Either get with the program of parental rights, or they'll just wither on the vine. So that's why parental choice in education, another important reason. Greg and Ian, thank you for bringing us inside the courtroom. We really appreciate it. And Mexico is still sending us